Hi, it's Andrew Bell with you as we enter the final quarter of the year. We're going to start seeing the first of those Christmas trees up in a matter of weeks. Well, the latest inflation figures really tell us a lot. After several months of seeing inflation dropping, we were lulled into a sense of belief that we'd actually reached the peak of the interest rate cycle and that we might actually have seen some interest rates falling as late this year, but certainly as we moved into the first half of 2024. Well, those figures appear to have dispelled that thought. What the latest figures suggest is inflation is stickier than we had all hoped for. There are many components within the index that measures inflation, and whilst a lot of those are actually consistently falling now in areas like fruit and vegetables and similar items, household items, there are a couple of key components such as fuel and rents that are staying stubbornly high. No surprise that more of our Australian economists and more market forecasters are now suggesting that there's at least one more rate rise before Christmas. But worse than that is that most are predicting that these higher interest rates are going to be with us for a lot longer than we ever imagined, and that we may not even see any falls until late 2024. Ouch. We weren't really counting on that, were we? Well, if only we knew how long they'd stay high, we could budget around that, as many people have tried to do up until now. But I guess the safest measure is to budget that these higher rates will be with us for perhaps another year. So talking about interest rates, no surprise that the popularity of fixed interest rates has almost evaporated. The proportion of new loans being fixed in entirety or as a proportion of the total loan has now fallen to record lows. Latest figures to April of this year, we see that 15.6% of loans had a fixed interest rate component compared with 59.2% in August of 21. I think anyone borrowing money at the moment will be advised to take out a variable rate, because whilst they're higher at present than fixed rates, they will during the term of the loan come down and will give you a better net result over a 3-year period. Now, for my regular viewers, you know that I've explained the disappointment and frustration about how long it takes to get accurate research material. It takes a long time to surface. We all want the latest figures today, but it's just not how fact gathering processes work. I was reminded of that when the latest KPMG report came out. The report highlights the reasons for the migration, with the number one reason being lifestyle. And the fact that even people working can now live on the Gold Coast and hold their jobs interstate. I guess one person's comment really summarises what I hear all the time, and that is, it's so much more laid back here on the Gold Coast. I've literally got everything, whether it's hospitals or shopping or restaurants, all within 10 minutes of where I live. That was from a 46-year-old man who moved his family up to the Gold Coast about 18 months ago. So don't expect any easing off to our housing shortage as we try to accommodate this continuous wave of migrators to the Gold Coast. I don't know if you saw the recent report out last week that the Gold Coast has been named the cheapest place in Australia to be happy. Whilst we all have cost of living pressures, with the diversity of entertainment that's available, it fundamentally means it costs less to entertain yourself and to enjoy your lifestyle here on the Gold Coast than any other place in the country. Just another reason why the Gold Coast continues to be a great attraction. Now, we're looking forward to the GC 500 coming up next week. Just another of the amazing attractions that now call the Gold Coast home, as that has for some time, as we saw recently with the Gold Coast Pacific Air Show as well. It certainly is a fun city to live in. Well, there's always so much news to share with you. As we look around the world today at all the conflicts, it reminds us that there is no better place to live than the Gold Coast. Well, I'll be back with you in a fortnight's time with more news on the Gold Coast property market.